Hello everyone. Over here is my newest asset, that is Solidify Plus. It is an extended version of the familiar Solidify modifier. It comes with some new features like the amount of rim loops that you can see over here, plus the extended controls for the creasing of the edge loops. Similar to the original, we have the control of the inner outer, but then we have some extra controls for the rim loops that I will go in details in just a moment. And next we have also control over the shape of the extrusion with the push slider over here. Plus we can also select a custom profile curve for this shape. So if we choose this curve, now you will see that the profile shape will follow curve's shape. And you can see this shape if we raise the amount of the edge loops. However, we can also set the same amount that will match the amount of control points in the curve. And then we also have this special rim loops slider for the creasing that comes in handy, especially in situations like this. So now the creasing also happens for the shape of the profile of this Solidify. And now let's actually go from the very beginning. So this Solidify Plus is an asset. However, it can be easily accessed through the modifier drop-down list in the generate category right at the bottom. And to set it up, I will now go step by step. So in the new file, we have to go to preferences, choose the file paths, click the plus button. And over here we have the zip file with this asset. So we have to unpack it, and it comes with the folder. So we have to choose the directory to this folder. We copy paste it over here, and once we add this directory, it's all set. And now we can find this asset in the asset browser. But like I said before, it can be also easily accessed through the modifier drop-down list over here. So over here we have the Solidify Plus. And actually, before going in detail over the features of the Solidify Plus, I would like to show you a comparison of the rim settings for the creasing for the Solidify Plus and the standard Solidify modifier. Let me remove the vertex crease. I will explain later what is it for. But for now, let's drop the Solidify modifier into this object. And you can see that if I set the creasing for all the edge loops, now you can see that the rim is happening for all of those edges. And in the Solidify Plus, we have the special control, so it will happen only in the places where we want them. And now to see how it works exactly, let's add Solidify Plus to this example plane over here. Let's also add the subdivision modifier. And now if we change the crease settings for the inner, outer, and for the rim, you can see that the rim crease is controlled by right now by the angle threshold over here. And let me change actually the shape a little bit so it illustrates this use case a bit better. And now if we change the angle threshold, you can see that those corners catch on. So that's it for the angle threshold. And then we have some other types to choose from. So we have the convex concave. Let me extrude those two other edges also. And now if we choose the convex option, you can see that all the convex vertices and corners will have the rim crease applied to them. And similarly, if we choose the concave, this is what we get. And those features actually are based on the topology. So the vertice with the three edges connected to it will be considered neutral and won't have the rim applied to it. And the vertice with more than three edges will be considered concave, and anything with less will be considered convex. So it's a bit complicated to explain, however I hope it makes sense and it's logical. And finally we have the last option, which is the vertex crease, which is great for the precise selection of those edges where we want this rim crease to appear. So now you can see that we can select those edges by hand with the vertex crease, which is something I was always missing when using the Solidify modifier. So yeah, this is how it works. And actually all those settings apply to the bevel weight section of this modifier. So if we were to expand it, you can see all the same sliders over here. And now if we add the bevel modifier for now, let's do that. And now it is important also to set the limit method to weight, which is what interests us right now. And now we are ready to go. And once we change the bevel weight, we can change it separately for the inner, outer, and for the rim edges, like so. And now we can also preview the final result with the subdivision on. Let's remove the creasing for now. And you can see that now we have this nice control over the final shape of this mesh. And now finally we can move on to the rim shape panel of this modifier. So if we add some more rim loops, now we can also control the shape of the extrusion with the push slider, like so. So we can achieve this nice smooth surface with it. And then we have the profile curve option. So let me set it up from scratch. So I will delete the old curve and I will spawn a new one. So when setting up the profile curve, it is important to place the first point of this curve and the origin of this object. And I am doing it right now with the help of the cursor. And the second point should be at the top of the extrusion. And anything in between will be the shape of this extrusion. So let's see if it works. So if I pick this curve, you can see it doesn't work right now because I have the override rim loops, but if we uncheck it, we have exactly the shape of this curve. So I will explain in a sec what this override is about. So if we check it, now we are not looking exactly at the shape of this profile, but at the placement of the points of this curve. So now we should treat this curve more as a polyline. So let's add some subdivisions. And now there will be same amount of the rim loops as the amount of the points in this curve. And you can see that we have right now 100% control over the placement of this rim loop. Which is quite interesting. So there you have it. Those are the two approaches to the profile shape, with or without the override rim loops, and without, as you can see, we need more rim loops to get the shape from the profile curve. So this sums up the presentation of this modifier. It will be available in two versions. One free, where you can use the rim loops option. However, the GeoNode setup will be disguised, and the other paid version fully featured and also with the access to the geometry nodes setup. So that will be it. Thank you for watching. I hope you will find this tool useful. It will be available on SuperHive, formerly Blender Market, and on the Gumroad. Thank you for watching.